Hey there, in today's video we're talking about sin and the consequences of sin and how sometimes maybe we feel like we're not forgiven. Let's get into it. Hey there, I'm in Ramapo, New Jersey, kind of on this beautiful lake here, and I was thinking about a post that we posted in our Join Dave's band community. We've been walking through the book of 1 John, and we're kind of in the heart of it in 1 John 3. And 1 John 3, 6 through 8 says this. It says, "Anyone who continues to live in him will not sin. But anyone who keeps on sinning does not know him or understand who he is. Dear children, don't let anyone deceive you about this. When people do what is right, it shows that they are righteous," right? But when people keep on sinning, it shows that they belong to the devil, who has been sinning since the beginning. But the Son of God came to destroy the works of the devil. And that's the piece that a lot of people really reacted to, right? Like, there is so much here. And I wanted to touch on the language here. It's pretty harsh words to describe what's going on, right? Maybe we need it. It's so black and white, right? If you keep on sinning, there's sin. And we sometimes search for the blurred lines so that we can kind of get away with it. Maybe, right? Sometimes we just try to get away with it and say, that's not quite a sin, but maybe that's a sin. But John's like, hey, there are no blurred lines here. It is black and white. And I just found that so interesting. And a lot of you guys did too. So when people do right, it shows that they are righteous and belong to Christ. But when we don't, God's grace kicks in, doesn't it? It's amazing. So let's do right. Let's try to do right. I don't think John could be more clear here. Now the hard part comes in, is actually doing right? There's so many ins and outs, lefts and rights, everything in between, where we're just like, is that, and I'm sure you've had this conversation too, is that right? Is this right? Should I not do this? What are the ramifications here? All that kind of stuff. But let's be righteous and let's seek Jesus in it all. Amen? So I love the last verse. Again, plain and simple, right? To the point. The Son of God came to destroy the works of the devil. There's no alternate reason that Jesus came here. It was to destroy the works of the devil. He didn't come to kind of set those words aside. He didn't come to kind of set those works aside. He didn't come to blur the lines of those works. No, he came to destroy the work of the devil. He doesn't give the devil any room to move. So I ended this devotion with, so should we? Should we give the devil room to move? And I think the answer is no. Like, it just comes down to striving every day to do what Jesus tells us to do, and to be disciples of Christ, and to live a life that is worthy of being a Christian, of being a Christ follower. Right, so let's be righteous today. I love some of the comments that came in. Do not give the devil an audience. Jesus died for that sin you just confessed. So do not let it condemn you. Put a period on it at the end of the sentence. Be anxious for nothing. Be still. Cast your cares. Pray. Give it all to God and trust Him. Put a period on it all. And put a period at the end of the paragraph. Our God is bigger and stronger, and He wins. And I love that comment there. Like, what does she just say? Right, that sin that you just confessed, don't let it condemn you. A lot of us get so wrapped up in our sin, get so wrapped up in the consequences of it all. And yes, there are consequences. But at the same time, Jesus calls us and says, hey, you've been forgiven. You are forgiven. So today, you are forgiven. Sometimes it's like, again, sometimes we get stuck in that cliche where like, hey, oh yeah, I'm forgiven. Jesus forgives me. And we don't let the forgiveness seep into our souls, right? We don't let it seep into our hearts, and we just say, am I forgiven? Did that work? You know? So think about that today. Think about your forgiveness. Think about not letting the devil get a foothold in any of it. So today, maybe you're wrapped up in that sin. Maybe you feel like what you've done is not forgivable. Maybe you feel like God just can't get past it, but He's gotten past it. We, in our humanness, need to get past it now. So today I pray that as you come to grips with your sin, that God would move in your life, that He would reveal to you that you're forgiven, that the work on the cross was not done just kind of nonchalantly. It was done to save us from our sin and to give us freedom in the name and the power of Jesus. So today, don't let your sin condemn you. Don't give the devil a foothold anywhere in your life, but let Him, Jesus, reign in it all. Let Him be stronger than all of it. And let Him conquer your fears, your doubts, and all that's pulling you back today. Maybe you can't find hope today. Maybe hope is just not even on the radar. But Jesus came to bring hope. He died on that cross to give us hope. So as you struggle with sin, as you struggle with lack of hope, as you struggle with lack of maybe self-confidence, maybe you're in a situation that you just don't think you can control. Today, just lay it at the feet of the cross and just say, Jesus, I can't anymore. My humanness won't let me struggle with this anymore. So today, confess it. Surrender it. Lay it at the feet of the cross and let the hope of Jesus lead you back to Him. Because there's nothing else that can get us there. It's the hope, the love, the promise, the mercy, the grace, kindness and the compassion of Jesus. So today, let hope reign in your life. Don't let the consequences of sin get anywhere near you, because Jesus died for those sins and forgives you of those sins. Man, what a beautiful day. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Little bonus here. I'm breathing a little heavy, my heart's pounding because that snake was right in the middle of the trail. And I almost stepped on him, and it was probably like a 4-foot snake. I looked it up. It's not venomous, but they call it a black rat snake. Man, that thing was ugly. So I certainly don't want to stumble across another one of those here. But anyway, back to our devotion.